to Books with Brandywine. Today is my April book haul. So I wasn't actually planning on buying any books in April, but I did end up buying a few. So let's go through those. The first book I bought was Warcross, and I bought that for the Sailor Moon-a-thon that I'm going to be doing this month. I bought it mostly so I could paint it. I wanted the paperback version because I love paperback, but I really wanted the colors that were on the hardcover back version. And when I painted them, they didn't quite come out the colors I was expecting. But it is all rainbowy now. And then I bought Kitchen Princess, the Omnibus. I got this for the Asian-thon. But I also really wanted it. I've been thinking so much about this manga. Of all the mangas, this is my absolute favorite manga. And the reason for that is because it's all about cooking. And the girl here, she has this ability that she can taste anything once and like know what it is exactly. And she loves to cook, so she comes up with all these really cool recipes, and like they end up having a competition for making madeleines, which are these little almond cake things, and she changed them based on everybody's tastes because the competition was to make whichever ones were the judges' favorites. And so she made one that she cooked extra long so it had more flavor. She had one that had like more sugar in it, one that had more almond in it, stuff like that. She like tailored it to each person's flavor. And so I really love that. I love reading about cooking. But one of the cool things is at the end of each book, they have recipes that popped up during that issue. And so they have like flan in a cup and something I can't pronounce. But the one I really wanted was the rainbow jelly. And the reason I wanted this one is because when it pops up in the story, it's this boy he takes vitamins every day instead of like lunch. And so she makes him this jelly that has all of the vitamins that he needs in it, but it's colorful and pretty and delicious. And I love that she does stuff like that in the book. And so I really wanted to buy the mangas so that I could reread them and have all of her delicious recipes. And when I went to go look for them, they are now selling them in omnibuses, which is where they combine multiple issues in one. So the first omnibus actually has volume 1 and 2 in it. So I have that one. And then I finally got a chance to go to this bookstore that I've been dying to go to for like 2 years. And it's called Bookworks. And it's a little teensy tiny independent bookstore. Most of the stuff that they sell is hardback. They're all new books. And I've just really been wanting to go to it. It's next to Flying Star Cafe, which is one of my favorite pastry cafes. And so I've been really wanting to go into it. So I finally went into it, and I could not resist buying some books. 1, to support them, and 2, just because they have a lot of awesome books. So the first one I bought is this one, which I've been like anticipating ever since I heard about it. It's called You Are the Light. It's by Becker. And I don't think I can demonstrate it here. See, I can see it from this side, but let's see if I can turn. You can tell the light, when it shines through the book, lights up the picture. So each page is like that. They start out with the colors overlapping, like you can see the reds and the yellows, so that it eventually it slowly leaves the full rainbow and it forms the full rainbow on the other side, which is really cool. I love this. It's so pretty. I've been wanting it. It is, oh, there you go. It is every bit as wonderful as I was hoping, and I'm glad I got it. The second one I got was the Song for a Whale, which I had not heard of this book. I wasn't planning on picking it up, but I could not resist this cover. This cover is so beautiful. And the story actually sounds really interesting. It's about a deaf girl who, I don't want to say she befriends the whale, but she finds out about this whale, and he is the loneliest whale on Earth. He actually sings in a different frequency than all of his other species, so he's never been able to meet another whale, and he never will be able to, which is just like the saddest thing on Earth. But she feels like she can relate to him because she can't communicate with her family because she's deaf and they're speaking, and so there's issues going on there. I don't really know more of the story. I don't really want to find out more of the story until I actually read it, because I like to be surprised when I go into reading books, but I'm really looking forward to that one. Yes, I did buy it just for the gorgeous cover, but I am actually really looking forward to the story. The next one that I got was The Cryptid Catcher. And this one just sounded hilarious. So I first noticed it, one, because the title's awesome, or the cover's beautiful, and it has those little things sticking out of it saying autographed, which is something that they do in the store. That's how they mark all of their autographed books. And so it has like a little message in it, and all of them have the little messages, and I love this story. So first, there's this letter on the back. And this letter is basically saying that this boy has to hire the son of this guy. But then, when I read the inside of the flap, it sounds like it skips, like, 13 years. Because it sounds like this boy is this boy, who is the baby. And I loved the way this was written. I loved the humor in it. I loved the voice in it. And so I want to read it, but at the same time, I don't know if it'll have that same voice if it's from his point of view and not from the other guy's point of view, but we will see. And it looks like it might have pictures or something in it, because there's these dark lines. What are these dark lines? Oh, the dark lines are dates, it looks like. But yeah, so I'm really, really looking forward to that. I didn't know that cryptids are like the name of all the legendary creatures, like Bigfoot and Nessie and Chupacabra and stuff like that. I didn't know that they were called cryptids, but I guess they are. So I'm looking forward to that one. While I was there, I also bought Bless Me Ultima, which is a book that I've been hearing about for years and years and years. It's a classic. I don't know really anything about it, but Rudolfo Anaya lives here in Albuquerque. In fact, I think it said he was a professor at UNM. Yes, he's a professor emeritus of English at UNM, and so he wrote this book, and because he lives here, they were able to get it signed. So we've got his signature in there, and they did have like the little ones that are the mass-produced paperback ones, and I would have preferred to get those, but his signature was only on the large one. I was like, well, I'm here anyway, I might as well get the one that's signed. But this is a classic that I've been wanting to read for a while, because I hear it quoted so much, I hear it talked about so much, and so I am really looking forward to getting to read that, and maybe learn more about this new land that I live in. Then so those were all of the books that I got at Bookworks. I also was at Target, and I was actually looking for Avengers movies, but you know, the movies are right next to the books, so I had to look at the books while I was there. And so this one caught my eye, which is Fangirl. This is a book that I've been hearing non-stop about on BookTube. It is a huge fan favorite, and so I've been curious to read it just because of that. It also had sprayed edges, and I was like, dude, this is the first book I've ever owned with sprayed edges. And it had these gorgeous photos or pictures inside, and also that picture there. And so I was like, this is a really adorable special edition version, and it's on sale for 20% off, so how could I possibly resist? I couldn't. That's your answer. I couldn't resist. And then, while I was there, I also picked up To All the Boys I've Loved Before, because I've been wanting to read this book really, really bad. I don't usually read contemporaries, but this one just sounded so interesting. And it was made into a Netflix movie, and so I picked up, this is part of a trilogy, but I only picked up the first book because I don't know how much I'm going to like it. But this way I can read the first book finally. So those were all of the books that I bought in April, and we will see. Again, I'm not planning on buying any books in May, although I do have one book coming in May, because the cover is absolutely, absolutely gorgeous, and I really want to spray its edges. But I will show that one to you guys next month when I get it. And hopefully that will be the only book I buy in May, because I have a lot of books that I own that need to be read. And they're all awesome, and I'm looking forward to all of them, and I've got to read them all. So I will see you guys in a few days. I will see you on Monday. Bye!